everyone, and welcome to World of Darkness News in this very celebratory week after the premiere of New York by Night. So many people loving the new actual play show, tuning into it both on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you so much for watching it, by the way. We really appreciate all the great comments that we've received, and I just love to see all the love for Jason and the characters because they truly deserve it. Today we're going to talk about something which we've announced already, but we haven't given you the juicy details. And today is the day for the details, all the questions, all the background of the project World of Darkness Nexus, the very first digital tools for World of Darkness settings, starting with Vampire the Masquerade, but expanding in the future to Hunter. I will have a guest from Demiplane joining me, and let me see very quickly if he is awaiting me right now on the call. Hello, hello, can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect. So, today, as I've just told our audience, we're going to talk about World of Darkness Nexus, but first and foremost, could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, hi, I'm Adam Bradford. I am the CDO of Demiplane. I formerly founded D&D Beyond, and I was the VP of tabletop gaming at Fandom. But I left a little over a year ago to join Demiplane, and we've been doing a lot of fun stuff, especially behind the scenes. But we're finally getting some of that out there right now. We've announced official digital tool sets for several games out there, Pathfinder, and then of course Vampire the Masquerade for World of Darkness, and we've got other World of Darkness goodness coming in the future as well. And I also stream a little bit. So for several years, I streamed a character called Briv Steelmarrow on various shows, and I am right now on a show called Children of Erte playing Silas Jordan.
That's great. Thank you so much for your introduction. And for those of you watching this, you can see in the background a little preview of the World of Darkness Nexus from some really cool screenshots that were sent to me by Adam. Thank you so much for doing that. So, starting from the beginning, you did mention that you've worked on the D&D Beyond originally, and now you moved on to working on these digital tools for Pathfinder and World of Darkness. Can you tell us what this much experience in making of digital tools have taught you? How did this whole tech change throughout the years?
Yeah, that's a really great question, and I could probably spend hours on talking about this. But I remember when I was just starting to play tabletop role-playing games in high school, and this was just as the internet was starting I'm dating myself, but it's just as the internet is really starting to propagate out there. And I remember using pen and paper. Loved it because I love these games, but I even in those days thought, hey, there are things that technology can do to help remove some of the inconvenience of this, and kind of help get to the point of these of playing these games, at least the point for me, which was telling that cooperative story with my friends. And so even in those days, I was putting together access databases that would help create characters and all those things. So it's been something that's been on my mind for literally decades at this point. And I know that through the years, there have been many different attempts to try to create digital tool sets that have not always succeeded, because there is a lot more complexity out there than people probably think when it comes to making sure a digital tool set is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And so I remember as we were starting out with DDB, one of the things that we were really thinking through is we had some great virtual tabletops out in space, but the virtual tabletops maybe had some gaps here or there that maybe weren't getting filled, and that people were really wanting to see. And part of that especially was character management. So being able to create a character, play that character with some kind of digital character sheet. And so with DDB, that was one of the chief places where we focused, was to make that character management process as easy and convenient as it possibly could be. And so we ended up seeing some success there, and it resonated with fans out there. And again, here on the Demiplane side, we've got early access going for Vampire the Masquerade right now. But the really big thing that we are working on still under the hood is a character builder and a digital character sheet where people can continue to play their characters, but also connect with their characters. If they're in the line at the supermarket, they can pull up their character and be able to dream about what the next part of their advancement is going to be. So all of that has been really, really valuable through these years to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And I'm really happy to be able to bring that experience to so many of these great new games that we're working with Demiplane.
That's great. And just starting from trying to explain our audience what exactly the World of Darkness Nexus is. Of course, World of Darkness is trying their best. We're trying our best to be, in a lot of ways, available in the digital sphere, whether by accessibility of digital PDFs, VTTs, and more. So, how exactly does Demiplane's Nexus differ from virtual tabletops available already? People playing on Roll20 or on Fantasy Grounds or different tools like these.
Yeah, and so what we're doing with Demiplane, one of the fascinating things that I discovered in that past life working at DDB was players in today's hobby. There's a real trend toward moving away from what maybe is called tactical combat and really, really being tied to maps. And if you enjoy that kind of play, then there are some incredible virtual tabletops out there. You mentioned a couple there that are going to do a really great job with that. What we saw was an increasing number of fans are going to mind theater and not really focusing as much on the map. And so with Demiplane, what we are, again, we're trying to provide some coverage on some of those gaps. And so for Demiplane, during the pandemic especially, we saw that people started turning to Zoom and Discord and a variety of other video conferencing tools in order to connect to play. And for many groups out there, that is going to be perfectly sufficient, and being able to connect in that way is going to be the way that they prefer to play. And so with Demiplane, we have group portals out there where you can connect, you can talk over a video chat, you have persistent chat. So, unlike Zoom that many of us have played on over the last few years, where the chat goes away, that's not going to happen on Demiplane. So Demiplane has a really strong foundation there where you can go and find groups to play with. You can run paid games if that's something that you're trying to do. But either way, we have a really solid video platform that we use for our in-house production streams each week, and many groups are using out there today, where if you're not needing the full-blown virtual tabletop solution, you can use that video conferencing right there inside Demiplane. And then what we have wanted to do, and what is starting to happen with World of Darkness Nexus, and of course that's going to be the various games. So Vampire Nexus is the first one here. With that, we are then layering on top of that play space the ability to come in and have these digital tools that you can use during play. And so right now in early access, we have a digital reader, and we have the game compendium. So the digital reader is essentially kind of a PDF that's really souped up from there, so you can browse it on any kind of device. I know that sometimes with PDFs they are really, really great on a laptop, but when you start to get down to a phone, it becomes a little bit of a challenge. So everything is responsive on Vampire Nexus, where you can look at that on the phone, and it's going to behave and look the way that you would want it to. We've got interactive tooltips. We've got cross-linking. So if you're referring to a section in another chapter, you're going to be able to jump there pretty quickly. So that's what's happening in the digital reader. And then in the compendium, if you're looking for a power really, really fast, you can go to a table-style listing of those powers and filter by discipline, filter by a variety of other advanced filters. So all of that's available in the compendium. And then coming later this year is the real cornerstone of that, which is the character management piece. And we don't have a ton that we can preview on that yet. It's not quite ready for prime time, but we are hard at work on it, and really, really looking forward to that being out there, because again, that's the part where I've discovered over the years that people really connect with their characters, and especially in a game like Vampire, it is so story driven and so character driven that that we want to give people almost that World of Warcraft armory experience. I remember when I was playing World of Warcraft several years ago, I spent an embarrassing amount of time just staring at my make-believe pixels of that character on the screen, probably when I should have been working back in those days.
Same.
But yeah, exactly. And so we want to be able to provide that same kind of connection for people with their characters. And so that's the really big piece that is still to come a little later this year.
Thank you so much for comparison to the armory, because I used way too much of armory.
Yeah.
but to make it even simpler, because you've already mentioned a lot of features. If people sign up to Demiplane right now, they're going to get the access to the digital reader, the compendium, as well as this virtual tool of conferencing, in which they also have the matchmaking and the possibility to, for example, have paid games, which is great. But for those people who might have had contact in the past with D&D Beyond, what is the comparison here? How does it compare? What features that they may know from the previous platform will be also available here for Vampire the Masquerade?
Yeah, it is going to be very familiar if you have used something like D&D Beyond. And, really it was a scenario where what was working about that previous experience that I had. And so we found several things that did work. And so again, there's not a need to change the recipe when the cinnamon bun on the other side tastes good. And so that's definitely something you're going to see. And really, when I joined Demiplane, one of the chief thoughts that we had as a team was we want to make sure that all these other great games out there have nice themes. And so this is what we're attempting to do with Demiplane, is we want all to shine a light on some of these really great games out there. And that's why Vampire the Masquerade is in the first pass of that. It's a game that I've loved for many, many years. And so yeah, you're going to see the ability to read the digital content, have all that interaction that I was talking about. You're going to see the various types of listings and what we call primers, which are places where, for instance, with a clan, the information about the Bruja is spread out all over the books. So you're going to have something about that clan in almost every source book that's going to come out. And so what we are able to do with the digital tool set is you can go to an actual dedicated page for that clan. And I'm going to use Gangrel actually as the example, since that's my favorite. So with the Gangrel, you're going to be able to go there. You'll be able to see everything about the Gangrel from the core book, but then you will be able to see all those other books content in a single place. So it's aggregating them all in that single place. So that's another big part of the compendium that people will recognize from something like DDB. And again, with character management, you'll be able to create a character where, if you're trying to do this on paper or spreadsheets or PDFs out there, I've seen that process take quite some time. If you're familiar with something like DDB, you can go from start to finish on a character in 3 to 5 minutes, at least mechanically. Now, again, I'm going to spend a lot more time than that thinking through backstory and personality and all those things. But as far as the mechanics go, you're going to be able to do that very quickly and easily with our character builder when that comes. And then on that digital sheet, you'll be able to see everything that you need to play. It's going to be there either at a glance or hopefully 1 or 2 clicks away. So that's the goal with everything that we're doing, is that you'll see something at a glance. If you need to dig into something, it's a click or 2 away, and you're not thumbing through books and all those things. We will have the ability to roll dice and be able to determine outcomes quickly. So all of that is going to be present in that character sheet. And so again, a lot of familiarity, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
But we are just trying to bring some of that great stuff to these other games.
Great. And of course, our community is super into the idea of having a character creator. There is a lot of questions that are popping up about what the character creator is going to be. And I know it might be a little bit too early for the preview, but can you give us a little bit more hints about what we can expect? And is there going to be a limit on characters? Can we put more than one character in the database? How much can we plan in that too?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're not ready to share all of those details yet, but what I can tell you, there will be again some form of familiarity with what has kind of emerged out in the industry there, and DDB is an example of that. So you will be able to create a what we think is going to be a very healthy number of characters for free without any kind of charging. We will have subscriptions that will be available across the Demiplane platform, and so those kinds of subscriptions are going to do things for Vampire the Nexus, but also any other games that we support, Pathfinder, Marvel. There are 6 others that we haven't announced yet, but so many games are coming to the platform, and so as those are coming, this platform-wide subscription will allow you to have unlimited characters across all the platforms, but then things like content sharing. So if you are familiar with DDB, you're going to know what content sharing is and how that enables you to have unlocked content and be able to unlock that for people that you're playing with, just like you would around a physical table if you've got the books, and being able to pass those around. So we will have the digital version of that. So content sharing is coming, and the character management piece, you will absolutely, if you are playing in more vampire games or more games in general than even somebody like myself plays in, which is multiple per week, you will have enough slots to make characters to make that work. But for those who really, really want to amp that up, we're going to allow that to happen through a subscription that we're going to have more details about in the future.
That's great. And you did talk a little bit about the planned monetization system, but what can people expect from Demiplane for free? For example, if they just want to get a preview, if they just want to see what's available in there, and what are the basically like planned subscription plans and monetization plans of the platform?
Yeah. So what I can talk about is, again, with the model that has really emerged out there in the industry. For the most part, you are going to be using a one-time buy for content, and so we do have currently. I had to check myself. There are 4 different. We call them sources instead of books, but 4 different sources that are available on the Nexus, and one of those is the Vampire the Masquerade Companion, which is available for free. And so there will be a variety of free sources that we will make available over time, and those are going to be driven by what the World of Darkness team is making free, right? So per our license, if something is something that has a cost associated with it, we are going to have a one-time fee to unlock that content. If it is free from the World of Darkness team, like the Companion is, and we have some other Chronicle style content that is also free that we will be adding to the platform later. So you'll be able to check out, something that you would go through a Chronicle with. You'll be able to see some of the character options like what is available in the Companion. If you have access to content, so whether that is for free or you've made that one-time purchase, you will be able to use the content in that source throughout the tool set without any restrictions. So once you make that buy, when it comes to character building and using character sheets, you're going to be able to use that to your heart's content. And then, after that, as I mentioned, we can't share too many details about that right now, but we do plan to have a subscription, and that subscription will be something that is platform level for Demiplane. So it's going to enhance what you can do across the entire platform. If someone wanted to create characters entirely for free, they absolutely could work with that and be able to do that and use the tool set entirely for free using the free sources that we will have available. If you want more, if you want, the core book and some of these other things that do have a cost associated, you can make those one-time purchases, and you can absolutely use the tool set with a one-time purchase or a few one-time purchases and be perfectly fine to do that. If you are like some of the people that I ran into in the past life and you want to create 16,000 characters, then you can subscribe, and you will be able to do whatever you want to and unlock anything that you would want to do inside the platform. But there are all three of those types of investments are going to allow people to do a variety of things, and it really just depends on how you play, how many games you play. All of those are the factors that play into that.
Thank you so much for a very exhaustive answer. I know that our community has a lot of more questions about, or suggestions of what could be added and what more could they expect from the platform. I know that you are very, as Demiplane, very active online. There's a forum, there's a lot of other places where people can go and ask you these questions. Could you let us know if person from a chat right now or from the audience watching us has anything that they want to ask or suggest? Where can they go?
Absolutely. Yeah. The entire point of early access for us is for us to be sure that we are listening to that feedback from the Vamily out there in this case, and making sure that we are assessing that and reviewing that. We take it very, very seriously. It's the most important part. It really is the goal and the point of early access, and so all of that we welcome, and you can share that. So first of all, on Tuesday mornings U.S. time, I do dev updates and community Q&A sessions. And so you can go to twitch.tv/DemiplaneRPG. And that is a place, and let me think about the Pacific time of that. I'll use Pacific. So that is going to be 9 a.m. Pacific on Tuesdays. You can join those anytime. And we actually, it's just like a free form. You can ask any question that you have. I do not duck questions. Is definitely one of my mottos out there. And so if you have questions, feel free to ask them during that stream. We also do have a Discord server that you can check out, and many questions come through there. Feedback comes through there, so you can share that on our Discord server. You can go to forums.demiplane.com, and we do have forums. And very active there. We have just brought in a new head of community and content, Melly Doucette, and Josh Simons is a community manager that we have, very active in our forums. And so share feedback, ask questions there, and somebody's going to help very quickly. And then you can find us on all the other social places. And so any of the places you can contact us, feel free to share that feedback, ask those questions, because we are listening, and that feedback is the most important thing that is going on for us right now. Because in the end, when we get to a full launch of, in this case, Vampire the Masquerade Nexus, we want to make sure that it is what the community and what the fans want to see, and it's the most useful that it can possibly be for you and your table, virtually or live together.
Thank you so much for all of this information. And where can we find you online in order to follow you and see your new endeavors?
Yeah, so definitely follow all of the Demiplane places. I'm going to be very active there, but you can also follow me on Twitter at Bad Eye Adam, and you'll see me in various places online by the Bad Eye nickname. So that was something that I got when I was a little bit younger, and it stuck. So Bad Eye is the username that you'll see out there. But Twitter is really the only place that I'm personally active, because some of the other places take too long to read. So I go to Twitter. I like the bite-sized part, but feel free. And I am always available on Twitter. And I answer any question that I see come through there. So feel free to jump on there, follow me, ask any questions, and I'm happy to engage there.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to look forward to the new updates and bring them to everyone watching this show for sure in the future. And in the meantime, I would love to, start role-playing using the Nexus soon. So I will be looking forward to the next tools. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
See you. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
So that was Adam from Demiplane. I really hope that you like this interview. If you have any more questions or feedback about the Nexus, please do head out to either one of the places that Adam mentioned or to World of Darkness Discord. You can find a link down below or just to go to discord.gg/World of Darkness in order to find us. We are there always, just lurking in the shadows and reading all of your comments. I would love to hear more about what you think about the Nexus and what would be your dream features in it. I saw someone during this interview mentioning the relationship map, and I gotta say it's going to definitely go on my list of my dream features for the Nexus. So yeah, and now about, of course, our ongoing celebrations. The streaming schedule has ramped up. We have New York by Night and Club Auspex joining the field. People have already watched both of these. If you watch us on Twitch or subscribe to us on Twitch, Club Auspex is going to premiere right after this live stream right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's already up there. If you want to catch New York by Night, it is every Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is 4 a.m. Saturday for Central European people. I know, very early or late, depending on what kind of a sleeping schedule you have, but that is 7 p.m. live Pacific on Fridays. And then we always post the VODs on YouTube on Mondays at 8 p.m. Central European time, which is 3 p.m. Pacific. About the Club Auspex, wait, is it 3 p.m. Pacific? Have I just lied horribly? I'm going to triple check it, but for sure it is 8 p.m. Central European time on YouTube every Monday. And then on Tuesdays at midnight, that's 3 p.m. God damn it. Time zones are really breaking my mind, but on Tuesdays evenings, we have the... Wednesday midnight, there we go. Wednesday midnight for Central European time. We have Club Auspex on Twitch, and that is, I believe, 3 p.m. Pacific, but do correct me if I'm wrong. And it's always on YouTube after this show on Thursdays. So if you want to watch the VOD on YouTube, you can always catch it, a few days after. We always post it there. And if you want to watch it on Twitch anytime, you can just subscribe to the channel in order to get the VOD access at any time. And I hate time zones. I know, they're horrible. But also, if you are watching the show, if you want to celebrate it with us, if you want to get some more fun, do check our Instagram and TikTok, because Hadi is preparing some super awesome clips from that. We do already have some clips from the previous episode that we are going to slowly post on our TikTok and our Instagram. That's Vampire the Masquerade, both on Insta and TikTok, if you want to follow us and check this out. And in the meantime, speaking of Hadi, I'm going to join her on the meeting and see what she has prepared to you from the community. Let's see if she's awaiting us in the darkness. In the darkness. Hello, Hadi, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect.
Can you hear me? I'm having internet issues today.
Don't worry, you look beautiful and you look like you have no internet issues. So I'm sure everything is going to be just all right. How did you enjoy episode 1 of New York by Night and Club Auspex?
Oh, I loved it, of course.
Perfect.
Amazing. I can't wait for everyone to see the whole season.
Yeah. Said Hadi, who is just like wink wink. I'm not going to dwell deeper into that because spoilers. But today we have some really cool stuff, also from New York by Night, but starting from a regular Vampire the Masquerade stuff. Top left, Ari.
Yep, Ari Unicorn, again, always churning out really great stuff. Thought you would find this particularly hilarious. This is their signature Malkavian character looking at a storage of blood bags.
This reminds me, I think I told you about this, but I had a Malkavian character who got stuck in the blood bank. And so the thing is, so he broke into the blood bank and he disabled the cameras, he's tech savvy, everything worked all right. But once he was inside, all of this turned on again. And the issue of the guy was that he doesn't have unseen passage. He only had the clog of shadows, so he couldn't move and be obfuscated at the same time. So he was just stuck there, standing in the middle of the blood bank, obfuscated for a day. Yeah,
like something that would happen to your character.
Yes, I know. And this reminds me of him. He probably just looked at all those blood bags around him and was like, I really want to touch them, but I can't move.
Everything I've heard about your character, especially the thing you sent me yesterday, is just like, oh, it's so very Martina. It's hilarious.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a chaotic player, but
No, I love it.
we need those two. Like there is a place for us at the tables. This is beautiful. I love the shadows. I love the light. And it does scream Malkavian to me. So yes. All right, and now we have Ronnie Bon.
Yep, and again, everyone should head over to the r/VTM. Lots of art being shared there, but this was one of my favorites. Molly the Bruja torturing Benny the Nosferatu. And I'm sorry, I mean, I know it's all about like darkness, the world of darkness, but I just love coterie members who like, josh each other and, are buddy around. It
Yep.
warms this undead heart.
Yes, it is the world of wholesome sometimes, and then it is world of darkness again. No, it's beautiful, and as usual, everyone just wants to rub the head of a bald Nosferatu, and it's okay. Like it's a very good need to have.
It gives me very Jasper Annabelle vibes from LA by Night. So
that's true. They were the best buddies, and I loved their bromance that they had.
Their bromance, yeah.
Bromance, yes. Yeah. And now, speaking of bold and pointy-eared Nosferatu, a coterie from Halifax by Night.
Yep, Halifax by Night, which is an ongoing comic, and actual story that they're telling. This is their coterie, and from what I've read a bit of their comic, it's a coterie that definitely can't stay out of trouble, which is the same with everybody, and definitely breaks the rules of Elysium too much.
Perfect. I have no idea what these clans are, but if I were to guess, I would say leftmost being Tremere, Nosferatu, Bruja, La Sombra.
That's pretty good guesses. I would say actually that La Sombra. No, I would say Tremere would be the one at the end.
Okay.
And I don't know. I would put a Caitiff or a Thin Blood.
Katie or Finland, yeah, maybe because of the the aura of non-confidence. Maybe I'm not sure, but I really like all of them, and I love that the most sultry dressed one is the Nosferatu because that's how it's supposed to be. Like that's the law.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. And now Tati Malkavian Angel.
No, keep going. That was good.
I was going to say Malkavingel, but that didn't sound well. So that sounds great. What do we have here?
Well, of course, the very first thing that caught my attention here was the cartoon on the right-hand side that says F the cam or fuck the cam. And this is a Latin American talk show for Vampire the Masquerade, as you can probably see from the lettering, called Malk Talk. And the description is, with a vibe like that on the poster, you can already know that the chat is going to be amazing. Come with us, come join us.
That is really cool. I really like this, and I also love this fuck cam emoji in here. I would like to just have it as an emote on Discord and just post it randomly at people. It looks great.
So anyone who is a Spanish-speaking member of the Vamily, they can go to trovo.live/Tati Malkavi Angel, and they can check it out.
That sounds really cool. Thank you for finding this one. And now we have an OC from Reddit, Toreador Violet. Wow.
Yeah, it's just is the dress. Absolutely. I mean, such a Toreador dress, one. And two, beautiful, gorgeous.
Love it. And I love the shading, and the quality of the drawing is just amazing. It's so good. And the, classic Hollywood, like Jessica Rabbit, hair, it just, it adds to the bunch. It's so good. Beautiful. All right. And now from Sean McDonald.
Yeah. I want you to read this, and then I want you to read the comment that I included in it.
A little break for my coterie before entering the world of darkness. Vampire the Masquerade, Vamily. We were happy ones.
That's one of their players. The majority of the comments are something to that effect.
That's amazing. They look like such a nice coterie, just having so much fun at the table. The laugh that they have in there, the kind of a laugh is basically, haha, my character is in so much trouble, we're going to
it's basically that nervous laugh before you roll into the Chronicle. Yeah.
My favorite kind of a laugh. I remember laughing like this all the time on Vain Pursuit. It was just constantly ha ha ha, no.
Oh yeah, so much laughing on Vain Pursuit.
Yes. Also, what kind of Skittles are these? I never seen white Skittles.
I think those are the Skittles that are like all white and it's like mystery flavor. I don't know. I've been out of the
Oh,
States for almost a decade now, so I don't know.
see, like states have all of these like super cool candy. Like states and Japan, like we never get like this super cool candy anywhere. And it's just like if you go to states or Japan, suddenly you go to any store and they have like this wow mystery candy. Wow, what is this? Wow. So yeah,
The only thing Germany has is every type of Haribo you could ever imagine.
I mean that is also great. I mean I would also like to have every type of Haribo in
Any
every
type you
store
want,
I
I could
go.
send it to you.
Yeah, this looks really cool though, and also the blue liquid is just also
Yeah, I'm not
atypical.
sure if that's blue liquid or if that's a blue cup, but either way, looks really cool.
Maybe looks pretty cool. Yeah, looks like hey, let's drink blood, but add some like weird chemicals into it to make it look more fancy.
Mhm.
Uh, and now we have Vampy V does arts.
Now this is really interesting because I would love to. I want to know more about this character. So they're running their own V5 Chronicle set in Boston.
Yep.
But here's one of my player characters, Joanna Davidson, La Sombra Hacker. I
Wow.
want to know how it works.
I love the drawing. I love how the face
Isn't it
just
gorgeous? I love the hair.
yes.
My favorite.
Yeah, and it's like the face speaks a lot, and also I love the touch of the like 2000s necklace,
Choker.
the choker thing. Yeah, like
Yeah,
everyone
that's
had this
back. Don't
thing.
say it's 2000s. That's back. That's done been back.
Is it back? Wasn't it like the most fashionable like in like
Oh,
early
Martina.
2000s? No?
Early 2000s fashion is back and in.
I
The pants that
know.
drag on the ground through the mud, all
Oh,
in.
amazing. I mean, amazing, but also bad because I remember how horribly I dressed back then. So I don't want that back. But you know what? Maybe it's time to get back my super unfitting pants and band t-shirts and chokers.
Mhm.
We should do that. All right.
Go ahead.
And now LA by Night, starting
Mhm.
from Lena.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
these New York by Night art, this New York by Night art appeared almost instantly from just the teaser trailers. And as the show was premiering, these were popping up on social media, which is so cool and
Mhm.
amazing. And people are so incredibly talented. Um,
Very quickly, because the chat is saying, how is La Sombra able to hack
yeah,
anything?
that's what I was going to say is like, how does that work? That was my question.
I feel like it's even like maybe easier for La Sombra because everything breaks by default anyway. So you
Yeah,
just
my question when I read that, it was like, what is your definition of hacker? If your definition of hacker is breaking it, you got it.
you got it. Yeah. I mean, so it depends. Like if you need your computer to work flawlessly as you are hacking something externally, then that's maybe not the best idea. But if you are breaking into places and trying to hack into things, then that's probably a little bit better.
I mean, my first time playing Vampire played La Sombra, and I needed to make sure that the security cameras didn't see us. So basically, I just had my character just stand there, and then
Yeah.
like the security camera wasn't working.
Amazing.
If that's hacking.
That is hacking, actually. You're right. But this artwork is just like it reminds me of one like the greatest comic books I've read in my life, and it reminds like the style is just like
Pulsing.
Hellboy meets like Watchmen meets
Oh
it
yeah.
just yeah Sin City like it's just so beautiful. I love it.
Oh, you love those you like those graphic novels, don't you?
Yes, I do. I don't like those graphic novels, and this is really, really gorgeous. Like the colors are just amazing, and the blood crackling kind of a
Isaac. Yeah, I imagine what that is the voice that Jason does for his beast. Just darling, do it.
yes,
That one.
darling. I love this so much.
Isaac, darling.
And now we have a Leafy Tom's Diner. Leafy Tom's Diner.
Life at Tom's Diner.
Live at oh my god, I'm the worst. Okay.
They have like their Tumblr is filled with all these hot takes, and I imagine every episode is going to be this way. I love how where LA by Night started with 3 experienced vampires dealing with 1 clueless newbie. New York by Night is starting with 1 experienced vampire finding himself shepherding 3 clueless newbies. And I thought that was so funny and a great and true at a great contrast.
And I also like, as much as you may think that Isaac is so different from Jasper, they are both the mentor type of characters,
Yeah.
which is super
Jasper
cute.
was like an unwilling mentor. Isaac seems very, I think, willing to be a
Yeah,
mentor.
he's like, hey, I revel in this. I am so comfortable in this
Mhm.
position. I'm going to tell you exactly how comfortable you can be in this position,
Mhm.
like a salesman for vampirism. You know? All right, and oh, look at just the lark. That's
Yeah.
so cute.
quick doodle of Jasper from LA by Night because they just finished it and suffering from how sad but wonderful the end was.
It was very much of a suffering, but it was also a beautiful suffering. So
Hmm.
I feel this. This looks like it was drawn because of the texture of the paper, like it's actually super tiny in reality.
I think so, yeah. I think it was probably just a doodle, as
Uh,
it says, quick doodle.
we should make like a contest for the smallest possible doodle of LA by Night characters. Like who can, actually get the character done in the smallest possible, like zoom in.
I'm down.
2 pixels. That would be really fun. And we have yet more love for Isaac. Oh, I mean, I
Hmm.
understand that, but
Yeah. So comedic neutral art.
Hmm?
This freaking week cannot end fast enough. Really excited for the new players in New York by Night. Alexander Ward's Clan Samitsi character has my 100% bias.
That is true. I mean, I can understand that. Like it was from the get go when I was like thinking who's going to be the fan favorite. He was definitely one of my top picks, but I'm not really sure yet. With both the first season and the second season cast, who is going to be the favorite? But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. All of them are awesome, and
Yeah.
I'm so happy that they get so much love. And now from Fair.
This is a drawing of Chas Price, notorious Toreador asshole, and one of my favorite LA by Night guest characters. Same.
We
I think
do
Mark
need
Mark, Mark Mears, fantastic.
we do need more Chaz love. I
Hmm.
definitely agree with this. And it just you know whose fan art we need like very badly?
Hmm.
Yev. We need more Yev fan art. I am
I
wait.
have seen people saying in our TikTok saying like, "Where's Yev? He's canon."
Yes.
There's
Exactly.
only a few handful of Yev appearances, but I could work something. I could work the TikTok magic. I'll try.
Chat, please tell us if you need Yev emotes, because I can do that for you. This can happen. All right, and now for Juan Culcha. Juan Culcha.
Juan Culcha. So
Yes.
wow, these YouTube CCs are lit. That's quite a title there for Ray. I would love to see Vampires and Vino help Joey and Quiddy RP that.
That's the
I'll be
thing.
playing Ray, the corporate gang girl. And I told you when this was premiering on YouTube, I think I messaged you and I said, I'll take my clan gang girl t-shirt now, please.
Gang girl. Yeah,
Gang girl,
we
yeah.
should have a t-shirt like this first. Second, I promise you, I tried to teach the goddamn algorithm to know what gang girl is. I was like editing the previous season subtitles by hand, just changing every gang girl to gang girl. But it
Okay, so
doesn't
a
learn.
picture of Ray's face and say Ray, the corporate gang girl. That's it. That's the t-shirt I need.
It's so good though. I love this. All right, and now we have Storyteller's Vault and Unbound. What do we have there this week?
Okay, so we have the clan art pack and mood boards for cell phones. If you remember, Thea Vic has done amazing jobs making mood boards for all the clans and all the paths of the Sabbat. I don't know if you saw those.
No, I haven't
Um,
seen the paths one. That's
I'll
so
maybe put them up
cool.
next week. They showed them up on their Instagram, but I wasn't here.
Yeah,
Um, so now they've also released it in the correct format, so portrait for cell phones,
that's
so you can
so
have it as
cool.
a background and stuff.
That's great. I'm so happy to see like also assets like this on Storyteller's Vault, so people can just download them and like reuse them however they want. And I do know that there's a big need for wallpapers in general among our community
Mhm.
because I do get a lot of comments about this under the lo-fi videos. So thank you so much, community creators, for doing these, and I hope to bring you some as well from myself as soon as I get
Yeah,
some time.
Martina, get on it.
I know. I gotta do it. No, this is so so cool. And yeah, so how did you enjoy Club Auspex?
How did I enjoy? Oh, I loved it. Something that's been, the community's been screaming for is an after show, right?
Mhm.
So just being able to see them and sit there and talk about their characters and we get to know some background about, why they made the characters that they made is as a person who's a huge super fan, I was in heaven. I had a
I'm
huge smile on my face the whole like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm so happy because like this was something that I know was going on Jason's head since LA by
Hmm.
Night, that it would be
Yeah.
super fun to have something like this. So I'm so glad that we have it right now, and we hope to expand it with even more post-show content and more stuff that you will be able to check out in the future. So tune in. Uh, but it's for now. Thank you so much, Hattie, and I will be moving on to the next part.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
And that was it for today's news part. But if you were watching us live on Twitch, then do stay with us for the little Q&A that we usually have at the end of the stream. If you want to watch it live, then you can always do it at twitch.tv/world of darkness at 5 p.m. Central European Time. Hey, I nailed this one, on Thursdays. And VODs on Twitch are always available for subscribers. Your subscriptions really help us with bringing you more content like this, and we really do want to pump up the schedule with even more stuff that we can do in the future. So you can support that this way, and also get super cute emotes, which we like, and we can make more of them. So yeah, just letting you know. Thank you so much for joining, and if you're on Twitch, stay with us. If you're on YouTube, see you next week.